What's up? What's up? Good night, everybody. Good night. Good evening. Good evening. Let me get my guests. We'll get my guests on in here. We'll get my guests in here. We'll get my guests in here. Give me 1 second. Guests in here. Get my guests. All right. All right. I think I got a guess. I see you.
Amy?
What's up? What's happening? What's happening?
Hey.
What's up? You can hear me, huh?
Uh-huh. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Yep. What's going on?
Nothing at all.
Chilling, huh?
Yep.
Just raising up this low. Yeah, hi there.
Yay. Just
So y'all,
making
so y'all video, y'all went to the old to the retirement home or whatever you call. I don't want to say old folks home. It sound disrespectful, but y'all went to what you call a retirement home or whatever
yeah,
that
we went to the retirement home last Saturday.
is.
And what this says? Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and listen. Go ahead and do what?
Who said that?
Um
Oh, that's Patrice. That's Patrice. That's all. Probably Patrice.
um yeah.
I sent her the link, but she, she at work. I gotta get up for 8:30.
Oh, yay. I had we went to the retirement home. It's called Good Samaritan on
Yeah,
St. Bernard. And
yeah,
we went there for and had a Christmas service with them.
right,
So
right,
which we go visit them every other Saturday and do
right.
service with them. And once out of those Saturdays we do communion with them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they really enjoy it because some of them don't have um, family that
Nobody come visit
actually
them.
come
Huh?
and visit them.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing
Hmm.
to actually get to spend time with them, and
Yeah.
also it's a I'm gonna say it's a wake up call on to how we need to treat and look at the things that we do
Mhm.
and how we handle life and the people in our lives.
Right.
we take for granted. One, we take for granted that our people gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and two, we take for granted that our children or our grandchildren are gonna take care of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Right.
know, you'll be
Right.
surprised. When you go to these places, and your prayers don't be, could you pray for my health, or could you pray for my strength? Is they still want you to pray for their family, that they have some
Right.
sympathy
Right.
on
Right.
them. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And
Right.
they still want you to pray for their family, because they know
Yeah.
that God is gonna, God is looking at the things that they're doing to them.
Deal with it. Right. Gonna deal with them.
He gonna deal with them, and they still want God to have sympathy and pity
Right.
on them. you know so I always try to let them know that, even though you're here, you're still not alone. You
Yeah.
have family. This is your family now. So they
I think
embrace that thought.
that's a good thing that y'all do go down and because everybody needs somebody at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? We don't live in this world by ourselves. That's for sure. But
No, no.
the way you treat people, you're gonna be able to handle it when they come back on you. So
Yeah, because
that's
you don't know what
how I
situation
see.
you're gonna be in.
Right.
You,
So
you,
that's
you
what I
never
see.
know. You never
Right.
know where you're gonna be or how you're gonna get there. And I used to joke, and I'm praying it's still a joke. You
Yeah.
know, I used to say, out of all my children, like, who's gonna be the
Right.
one to take care of me? Because, my Jenny is squeamish and squirmish, so she can't do the bodily
Right.
fluid thing. She just can't do that. She'll financially support you, but that
Yeah.
bodily fluid, she can't do that. But
Right. Right.
Elena, she gonna come and
Yeah.
clean you up.
She not scared. Yeah, she not scared to do it.
She ain't scared of none of that. She gonna come clean you up.
Right.
But you know,
I could
but you never
contest to
know.
that. I could contest to that 'cause my stomach can't handle that type of deal either. So I'm gonna be honest with you, my
But when I
stomach
was
don't
in the
handle that.
hospital,
Huh?
I joked about that. But when I was in the hospital and my intestines was on the outside when it should have been on the
Mhm.
inside, um, she didn't freak out. Janae didn't freak out. She didn't.
Yeah.
She was she was calmer than I was trying to stay calm for her. This was the funny part.
Right.
I was trying to stay calm for her, because when the doctors were freaking out.
Uh-huh.
Now, when the doctors freak out, you should be freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real.
So when the doctors freak out, and she's saying like, this is Elaine. What?
Uh-huh.
Um, when the
So
doctor
they just left from. They just. I think that's them left. Just left out the house. I think.
um,
Yeah. They just came in.
when the doctors freak out, then hey
Yeah.
mama, call me, this Elaine. It would
Yeah.
be. Now she trying to call me.
They must have just left. They was just sitting in the living room.
So
They was just sitting.
now how do I get out of this? Come back. Now I can't get back to you. Well, something is
I
going
see
on here.
you. I see you.
Yeah, I got you back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to call her. I'm gonna call her from my house phone. But anyway, she
Yeah. And you still got a house phone? Wow, I ain't know nobody in America still have a house phone. You don't see that no more. Everybody on them cell phones now.
yeah, I have to have
You
one.
you one of the last ones with it.
But yeah, she held her own though. But we have to remember those things.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But it's a blessing to be able to do that. And I encourage
Yeah.
anybody to try to take the time to visit Not you. I mean, you don't have to go into a retirement center because that could be hard on people. That could be
Yeah,
hard on, people with that could be hard on people because you do have to deal with the smell because there's a smell, a
you ain't
smell
no
that goes
lie.
along with that.
You ain't no lie.
Um, so you have to deal with that, and also there's you do pass people that are and some of these people, like I said, since their families don't do anything for them, they
Uh-huh.
don't have stuff. So
Right,
you see them in unmanaged
right,
situations, and it hurts your heart.
right,
So you don't have to go to that extent.
right.
But your next door neighbor, if it's no more than taking her trash out, people right
Mm-hmm.
in your neighborhood who could use your help.
Right, right.
That it's up in age.
Yeah.
That lady that burned in the fire. There was
Maybe
an
that
elderly
burn.
lady right in Gentilly, burned in a fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That lady had been without utility since
Mm-hmm.
since
Right.
Hurricane Zeta.
Ooh, that's been a move. That was before Ida, huh?
Yes,
Was it before? Yeah.
that
Dang,
was before Ida.
that's a long time.
That's a long time to be without
Yeah,
electricity.
a long time with nobody to even help her out. Not even a city. Come on,
Now but for my understanding, she had family. Now, I mean, I don't know
man.
all the details, but they said the
Right, right,
family
right,
threw up when they was bringing
right,
after they couldn't get her out. But just think about that.
right,
Babe, where your phone at?
right.
May I use it, please?
You my phone.
Because I won't call your uncle.
Cause on our phone, I don't want you looking at my
Boy, shut up.
women. Other women be calling you.
Oh boy, I can't stand your other women, huh?
Yeah,
Your other
crazy,
women.
crazy.
Call this number four two two zero
Hold on,
three
hold
two
on, hold on,
six.
hold on, hold on. Hold on. What is it?
4220.
442.
No, 422
422
0326.
0326.
Anyway,
Yeah, yeah, so y'all, so I saw them singing on y'all had karaoke going on over there. I saw that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hey.
it was Jonkel. What you want? I'm on it with Uncle Sean. What's going on?
You what?
I'm on the podcast with Uncle Sean. What's going on?
Nothing. Okay. I will just give you my number.
All right, I'll call you back.
All right.
All right, bye.
Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah, it was so we were supposed to be doing Christmas carols
mm-hmm.
and trying to
I ain't
get them involved.
yeah. Cause I know they were singing songs. I really didn't understand the songs that were sung, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was pretty cool though, you know. I think for me personally, I would rather hang around old people and
Oh,
kids
all day, every day. Old people and
before I
kids,
hang
all
around
day, every day.
old little babies and old people and people with disabilities. I hang around them all day.
All day.
The normal, so-called normal people, I can't take too much of these days.
All day.
So-called normal people, I really can't take too much of.
Because guess what? So-called normal people ain't all that normal.
Yeah, so I just can't take too much of them. At least with the babies and the old people and the people with disabilities, at least you're gonna get the truth out of them, you know.
Oh,
So
it's the innocence for you.
yeah, so
You
I'd
know?
rather stick right. I'd rather stick there, than to stick with folks these days, because a lot of folks got some stuff with them, boy, and I be looking at them like, boy, you really just did that, you know what I'm
Hmm,
saying? So you really just said that,
hmm.
so But I'd rather stick with the babies, the old people, and the people with disabilities. That's where I'm at with it. But I have something we want to talk to tonight. Tuesday, we'll be back to the two. I'm not gonna stop putting them out. Somebody calling me too. I can't talk. I can't.
Huh?
I can't talk right now. Somebody calling me. I can't talk right now. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You was blanking out just a little bit, but I hear you.
That was my phone ring.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear me now. You can hear me though, huh?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. You went low. I guess it'll come back up. But anyway, but what I want to talk about tonight, and then we're going to scripture also. What I see is what I see something that's been deteriorated for years. Is the black family, right? It's been deteriorated for years. And I noticed when the older generation died, like the grandmas and grandpas, it really went down. You know what I'm saying? But I believe the enemy came to destroy the family, especially the black family. Destroy, separate,
You know where it started though, right?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, as us, we got to be the ones that, what I'm saying. Nobody can come and fix our mess, right?
Nope.
Nobody ain't gonna come in and fix our mess. But I saw something. What I saw is what Master P and his son got going on, and this world with this internet. They think everything is a game, and they want to post. The only thing I could say, because everybody have arguments, everybody have a disagreement. I just didn't like the way that they took that to the internet. It don't matter who did it first or what. Whoever did it first should have just left that alone.
Ended it.
Because when you go back and you counter that with another statement that just go on, and what happens is the internet start making up these false narratives, and they'll start adding stuff to it. But I hate to see that them two is going through that situation that they're going through, because and then we could look at it like this: what's always look good on the outside ain't always good. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They have a lot of people fake relationships, and it really don't be good. And that's why I try to every relationship I have, I'm always genuine, especially with my marriage. I'm genuine in that. Because I don't want it to be they one way in front of people, and then another way, So
yeah,
it's just sad that in this day and age, I noticed that the family, because we got families that's been having stuff that's been a person been hating another person. How you call yourself hating somebody that's blood, for one thing? And then you've been having a beef with this person for 20, 30 over something that happened 30 years ago. You still holding it 32 years later. You still holding a grudge about it.
A grudge.
And everybody family have that. You know what I'm saying? But what's your take on that? Because like I said, it's a sad thing for him to say the things he said about his daddy.
Well, I didn't know, and I still don't know exactly what he said. But I think somebody reposted something about him saying his mama was right about whatever.
Yeah, I saw that
too. Know, like I said, I don't know the full details of what he said, but I did see when Master P went on and he said that this is out of character for him, and that he did not want to come to the internet, but that his son would not answer his calls. And he thought that this was something dealing with the fact that actor, dancer, Twitch had committed suicide, and in correlation with the fact that his sister had committed suicide.
Right.
So he was just gonna try to let him work it out, and he was trying to get in touch with him to see, like, how could we work this out? Let's talk. Let's not do this like this.
Right.
I think that this younger generation, one, they don't know how to handle stress. Two,
Yeah.
a lot of things is our fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of things is the parents' fault. And I will give that to Master P. He did admit to that. A lot of things is the parents' fault. I'm not gonna do with my children what my parents did with me. I'm sorry. No, all of our parents weren't 100%. None of our parents were 100%. There's no handbook. There's just no handbook on how to raise a child. And
That's
every
real.
child is individual. So,
That's real.
I can't raise Janae like I would raise Jonathan. But I can still keep my rules.
Right.
My rules are my rules.
Right.
And, these children, they feel that it's easier to point the finger than take responsibility.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
And because we decided to parent softly and not hold them accountable for simple things like take the trash out, clean the dishes. I don't have the dishes put in the bed with me when I didn't clean the dishes. I don't
Amen.
wake
It's
up with the
different
dishes
rules.
in the
Right.
bed with me.
Right. Let me ask you something. Can you hear me? I got these headphones in. You can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can. All right. Just want to.
Yeah. So,
All right.
there's things that, and we've given and given and given and not made them responsible
Yeah.
to give back, not even as far as their
Right.
grades are concerned. You go out and
Yeah.
buy somebody that's failing in school a pair of $200 Jordans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's that holding them accountable for their actions?
Right. Right.
They dressed to the nines and you still in your work uniform,
Yeah.
but they're failing in school.
Yeah.
So it's our fault.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. And I have that situation that you're talking about, right? So
Mhm.
so the thing is, we got that problem with Aiden, right? Um,
Mhm.
no excuse for the grades that he bring home, right? It's just no excuse for that, for the grades he bring home. And
Aiden is smart.
yeah, no excuse for the grades that he bring home. So here's the thing. Now we didn't done this with him. Say you ain't gonna get nothing for Christmas, right? Even though we know, hey, my kids came to me at 6 years old and said it wasn't no Santa Claus. So to me, he had to be given on that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every year it was like, bro, you can't get nothing, and we'll just give it to him. But this year, I held true. He don't have nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and he don't have nothing this year. Now I had to keep my word on that because you're not even showing me nothing. For one, you shouldn't be rewarded for getting good grades because you're supposed to go to school and get good
Get
grades.
good
So
grades.
you don't have to be
Exactly.
you ought to be
Rewarded for
rewarded for
that.
that. So, but
Excuse me, y'all. I'm taking my medicine. Don't want y'all to
but
think
I
I'm doing
also,
anything else.
but I also understand. I also see what you're saying when you say it's our fault, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
also am so happy that my kids didn't take on that mentality of becoming a label prostitute, right? Everything
Mm-hmm.
had to have a label. We got to have the top of this because that's how I bought them up, right? They had to have the top shoes. They had to have the top everything. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad they developed their own style to where now to where they don't have to have that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't have to have that label. They're not those type of kids. So I'm
Hmm.
thankful for that because I could have put them in a position to where they'll do anything else,
To
anything
get.
in their power to get it. So
Hmm.
I'm thankful that God didn't you know or the enemy didn't snatch them that way because we
Yeah.
know kids some kids they've been brought up like that to where they're selling their bodies or whatever to keep that image up. But my kids, it wasn't like that. And we put things on our kids, and our kids become thinking they're privileged because we got it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I think maybe that's the case. I don't know. Maybe that's the case that's going on over there with them.
Well, like you
And
said,
and and, and
it was you paid and you take care of everybody else, or you take care of,
yeah,
that's the neighborhood. Because I think I read that, but you don't. No. Master P said that. He said, I go back
right,
and take care of those that's needed because that's what you're supposed to do. But I don't take care of people who feel like that's what I have to do because they don't have
yeah,
the because they greedy or don't want to
right,
or feel like they're privileged. That's what he said, or something
right,
to that effect. But
right,
and I feel that, because if I'm listen, if I was healthy, anybody who knew me, if I was healthy, I'd be working.
right.
So I feel like
Oh, excuse me.
any able body should be working. I
Especially
don't
when
care.
you're a grown, especially when you're grown,
Yeah.
especially when you're grown.
If you're able to work, work. I don't care if it's McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes, work.
Mhm.
Because even they
Right,
paying $10 an hour right now.
right, 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 right,
Work.
right, right,
Everybody wants something given to them. I just don't nobody owe you nothing.
right.
Don't nobody owe you nothing.
I
And
think,
when people realize that, they'll be okay.
uh huh, right, right. I think for these kids is a generation of they want handouts and this and that. Now, like I said, I don't know what the case of Master P. He ain't never get nothing from whatever he did. That's what he's saying. I don't know. Maybe Master P took it or whatever it is. But I
But you
know
was in
these.
movies and all this other
Yeah,
stuff growing up. So that
yeah,
was money that you got on your own. So
yeah.
whatever
So
agreement you made, that should have been
right,
something that you
r-
orchestrated on your own. So
right. So
be me.
that's right. But like I said, we dealing with a bunch of whiny kids. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with a bunch of whiny kids. I just didn't like the fact to where if
Your
you're
district
supposed to
was
call you're supposed to call and be like that. Look, this was happening, but I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Maybe he felt like he couldn't talk to him, his daddy,
and not
or
only that,
whatever the fact.
communication starts at home.
Yeah, right,
Communication
right.
starts with us sitting down and having it, communication starts with that Sunday dinner. It
Hmm.
starts at home. Communication starts with you seeing
But
two other people sitting down talking, be it your mama,
but
your
see,
dad,
right, right.
your
But
mama, your
like I
best
said,
somebody. It's
right,
communication starts at home. It starts with you seeing other people communicate. It starts with you being taught to communicate. It's when you crying and throwing a temper tantrum and your mama or your daddy sit you down and say, wait a minute, slow down, take a deep breath. Now tell me what's wrong, what's really wrong with you. We don't do that. The first thing we want to do is, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna knock your head off your shoulders. No,
hmm,
that's not the way we
yeah,
communicate, and that's why the first time they get mad, the first response is violence.
uh-huh. But that's what they know. But that was lost though. Like you saying, a Sunday dinner that was lost. That was lost years ago when the older generation died, and that became lost. You know what I'm saying? So we moved into an era. to where people allow video games and YouTube and things to raise their kids. You know what I'm saying? As long as you
That's
not
the
in my,
baby
as
stuff.
long as you yeah, and as long as you're not in my face, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. So uh, I think we want to give our kids the world, right? And I think it's a I think a lot of times when we say, "Man, I don't want my kids to grow up like I grew up," sometimes that could lead to a selfish that can lead to a child being selfish. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because when you grow up and some of these kids don't know what it means to eat bologna sandwich. You know what I'm saying? I hear an echo. I hear an echo. Hold on.
Yay.
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hello, hear me? All right, all
Uh-huh.
right. Some of these kids don't know what it is to eat bologna for dinner or eat grits.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got butter. You just eating grits without the butter. You know what I'm saying? Some of these
Hmm.
kids don't know that. Some of these kids eating that Ruth Chris Steakhouse at 10 years old. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So is a point to where they're gonna come to where there's a point that could come to a point in time when they ain't gonna have that to
And
lean on, right? And
that's why you
what they
have
gonna do?
13-year-olds
What,
carrying guns.
yeah, and 13-year-olds on pills and all that because when that stuff go, they can't handle it. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Versus somebody who know what it is to come from someone you don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Uh, so I think it could be in that case, it could be a privileged child syndrome. I don't know.
Hmm.
And guess what? He could be right. His daddy probably did take everything. I don't know. You know what I'm
Yay.
saying? Because you're only gonna hear both of them gonna present their case. And
Exactly.
while I'm saying this, me personally, if I get addressed on this internet, I'm not coming. I don't care who it is. I'm not going on the internet and going that. I'm not going
I'm
on the
not
internet
going, yeah, back to
and
back.
making a
Mm-mm.
making a statement about nobody what they said about me. So
I don't
my
care.
thing is, that's what I'm saying. Why I brought that up because I was just watching YouTube. Master P just did an interview and he was talking about it. My thing is, and the first thing he said, I don't like to be on the internet. I don't like to do this, but you doing an interview about this situation. You're supposed to leave that alone. Let him say what he's gonna say because that's still your son at the end of the day. Don't go to talking about your brother, the relationship you got with your brothers, and listen. You going to different areas. You see
Listen,
what I'm saying? So
if you
that's the
don't feel
part.
guilty about it, and
That's what I'm saying. Why I
if
bring it
it's
up.
not something on your conscience,
Right.
I'ma stand like Peter. This too shall not
That's
bother me.
that's that's all I'm saying about it. So you let that bratty kid make that and let him deal with the consequences of saying those things. Because
Hmm.
guess what? God's gonna deal with him for saying those things. Because if it's not true, God gonna deal with that. Because even
Exactly.
if it's true, even if your dad had
Uh-oh.
done that, even if your dad had done that, man, you shouldn't put that out there like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're
No.
mad. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, when I started doing this, I know what comes with this. I know it's back. I know you can get backlash from this. I know
Backlash
people can
and
make,
ugly
make
comments.
comments
Yeah.
when you're doing this kind of thing, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing. And I accepted that. If I wouldn't have accepted it, I wouldn't have done it. But those comments it's not gonna make me or break me. So I will
Mm-mm.
refuse to go back and make statements about other people
No.
playing games like that. And guess what? That's what gets you the most traction, I find. When
Hmm.
you negative and when you going back, that's what get people most traction. But my purpose and my goal is to get the things of God out. That's my purpose and my goal. And maybe
And you
somebody
want
that
to
catch something.
diffuse that because
Yeah,
if you put more positive stuff out, then maybe you'll get rid of some of the darkness in this world.
yeah. It's it's bad. It's bad. Um, we're not in
One
a
of the
great we're
one of
not
the
in a
things.
great place.
No, not at all. One
We're
of the
not in a
things
great
we
place.
talked about at the nursing home, because like I tell you, some of them be down, and this around this time of the year, even mostly because they don't have nobody to come and see them, like their family don't come
Right.
and see them. So it's everybody excited about Christmas. Like
Yeah.
what is Christmas really about?
Right.
What is Christmas
Yeah.
really about? Christmas
It's
is
not.
falling on a Sunday.
Yeah. But
How many
see.
people going to worship tomorrow?
Yeah. But see, all this stuff has been commercialized, right?
Exactly. I,
All
I
of
want
it's
I want them to know the real reason for the season. I
it's
need y'all to know.
the thing about that. The thing about it is, and it's never been nowhere in scripture that said Christ's birthday is December
December
25th. It
25th.
just never. It's never. The Bible never gave a birthday. So that's one thing we gotta get out the way first. Because I hear people often say that it's his birthday. Stay in whatever you believe. I'm not here to bash nobody, but I'm just here to say what's been misinterpreted for so long. And if it is let's just say it's his birthday, right? Let's just say it's his birthday. Why we give each other presents? That's what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's I'm not even, because I know the truth, but I'm just saying, and I know you know the truth, Ted. So
And I feel like this: if you're gonna do it, I want you to celebrate because you celebrating Christ. Stop celebrating the fact that, oh my God, stop celebrating the fact that you just celebrating selfish reasons.
yeah, we really supposed to celebrate Christ every day. That's what
Exactly.
we're really supposed to do.
I mean,
You
because
know?
if you living in the spirit and walking in the spirit and walking with the fruits of the spirit, then therefore you living in Christ and celebrating Christ and giving Christ all the glory all day, every
Yeah,
day.
yeah. We gotta have a reason to celebrate them.
No, isn't that crazy?
I don't get it. But like I said, people do what they do. I'm not here to,
But check this out. Let me give you this one.
that's just me.
If 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 even with the situation with talking about the black family,
Mm-hmm.
if the black family stayed in the spirit, we wouldn't be separated.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Because if you think
That's real.
about it, way back when, we wouldn't allow the government to separate us. Because
See?
from the beginning, welfare, food stamps, low income housing, it wasn't made for us.
Sure wasn't.
It was
wasn't.
made for palm colored
Projects
people.
wasn't even made. The
Projects wasn't made for us either.
Mm-hmm.
The first original projects, the Lafitte and the Iberville, all that, and what's the other one back there by the St. Thomas?
One. Yeah.
That was made for palm colored people
Yeah, you know that.
to save their money, move out, and their families, not just one woman.
Right.
It was their families to save their money, move out, and buy them a house.
Right.
And that was the purpose for that. But when black folks started moving in, there were stipulations. You couldn't have a man in a house.
Daddy can't be around.
You couldn't have a man in a house. You could only make this. And if the man was in the house, this had to be done. That had to be done. I watched a movie the other day, and a young James Earl Jones was in it.
Right.
And the woman he was trying to marry was on welfare, and she had she had a child.
Mm-hmm.
And they told him, if you married her and you had a job, you had to pay XYZ, and she had to do XYZ. But if you lose your job, you had to apply for welfare. Now, this if he married her and moved in with her.
Right.
Now he was trying to prove a point to her about the welfare system.
Yeah.
How crooked it was and how it's a divisive situation.
That's all it is.
And then they said that if he lost his job, that he would have to apply for welfare also. And then have to do community service and some other crap. But anyway, basically degrading to him. And he was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. He said, come on.
Right.
And she was looking sad because she was feeling like he was saying that she wasn't worth him doing all those things for. And he was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you missing the point. They want you to go jump through all these hoops for what? I got a house.
Yeah.
Take your child, leave this mess here, and come on, let's go.
That's it.
But that's what they want you to do. They don't want you to grow. And if they leave you stagnant, I mean, because if you don't have a man in the house, then what? What happens with the child? Especially a woman can only do so much, even though we want to. I mean, yeah, we strong. I ain't gonna deny that. We strong, but we can only do so much with a boy child.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, with a man child, right? That's true.
We can only do so much. I mean, we can teach them so much. And after that, I mean, because children emulate what they see. That's why you have these little boys walking in heels.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
They emulate what they see.
Right. The enemy is definitely the devil has definitely done a job, right? Has done a job on black families. The devil has definitely done a job on the black families.
But we supposed to take care of each other. We don't do that.
We're supposed to. We don't.
We so busy worried about who have more than this one. That one has that. We supposed to take. We don't even take care of our own mamas and daddies. We don't do right by them. We're supposed to take care of each other.
You know. One time them boys said when we get up, when you start making our own money, get up, Dad, we're gonna buy you a truck, and we're gonna buy mama such and such a car, whatever she want. I said, look, let me tell y'all something. I said, let me tell you something. Cause my to be real with you, the way I feel about that is, I was made to raise them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my job is to make sure they become productive citizens, right? Their job, to me, I just feel like they don't have to take care of me. That's just how I feel. So I told them as long as I got the strength in my body, me and my wife gonna be good.
Exactly.
What I want y'all to do is, this is what I want y'all to do. Y'all get married, you have your kids. The same thing I did for y'all, and y'all saw how I treated my wife. Y'all do the same thing with y'all family. And guess what? That's all you got to do for you. You got to do nothing for me. Do that. Become a good man, a productive citizen. Don't lie and cheat and beat nobody out of things, and be honest. Be a truthful person. Hey, you done do the world for me. You see what I'm saying? So, we don't make our kids to take care of us. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's not supposed to me. That's just my feeling.
No, they're not supposed to.
That way. Because now if they do it, that's what they do.
Exactly.
Because people think their kids, I'm raising him and I'm gonna get him.
Not in that instinct.
I'm gonna push him to do this. I'm gonna push him to be a basketball player, a football player, whatever it is. So
I think your child should grow up to be whatever they want to be in life.
Then I can live through them, and I can reap all them benefits. And if that child don't do that or don't give them what they think that's about, then they want to put out bad information on that child. You see what I'm saying? So to me, I don't
believe in that.
Just become a productive citizen. Take care of your wife, your kids, your family. And guess what? That'll bless my soul. That's all I want. And Patrice will tell you, That's what they'll tell you. That's the conversation we had. It's nice if they, if they do that, and that'll be a
I
nice
think
gesture.
I
But
think that that's all it
I'm not
should
looking
be.
for them to do that.
Yeah, I think that that's all it should be in life. But if you unable to, like for instance, when you was talking about your dad,
Hmm.
if it ever got to that point,
Yeah. Like I said, ain't nothing
God
wrong with
forbid,
that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
God forbid,
Yeah.
or like my dad,
Right.
you
Ain't
know,
nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
that.
But I don't
But
think that should be
I don't want nobody. But as far as if I got breath in my body and I'm able
right.
to
That's
do
what
for
I'm saying.
myself, no.
That's
Now
what I'm
I
saying.
understand they have people like that, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I know people like that, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah. It do is just do. That's just what it is, right? The world,
Yeah,
world we living in, right?
and in that and that instinct, I just look at them and shake my head because I feel bad for the children because them children don't get to live their own life, and I
Yeah.
see that, and
Right.
it's hard on them,
Right.
because they're actually living the life that the parents wanted to live. And I don't
Right.
think you should impose what you didn't get to do on your children.
Right.
I don't think you should do that.
Right. Right.
Because I don't care. I seen a 90-year-old man and woman get their college degree. So I feel like if there's anything you want to do, you still have time to do it as long as
You
you
can,
breathing.
right? You can do it. It's not too late to do nothing. It's not too late for nobody to do anything. It's always time. As long as you can breathe. I know a young lady right now. She go to Delgado, who I work with me, Jenny,
Mm-hmm.
and she said they got I think the lady like 84 years old in college with her. So
Yeah,
the
they have
lady,
people that go get it.
I think her husband died and she retired and she went back and got a degree. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's never too late to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
So I feel
So
like if you want it, you can go get it. Because I have read where there are people who have gotten their degrees and at 80 and 90 years old. I
yeah,
have read
yeah,
their masters. I have read where there's
yeah,
people who've gotten married
yeah.
at
Late
80
like
and
that.
90 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah,
So if you want to do it, you can do it if that's what you choose to do. But I mean,
yeah.
it's what you want to do. If it's what you want to do.
What's her? Sarah had a first kid at 90 years old,
Nah.
but she laughed at God because she didn't
Hmm.
believe it was gonna happen. So yeah, ain't no nothing stop. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got breath in your body, things still can happen. You know what I mean? It still can happen. But
It's got to be.
it's definitely divided. It's a lot going on, and the church is not doing what it should do for the community as a whole. I think that's why everything is falling because the church isn't doing its job. What happened is we allowed the government to take control, and the church was created. God created the church to take care of the communities, the fatherless, the motherless. But that has gone. So what y'all doing is a great thing. It's been a while since we hit the streets, but that was our target. We used to hit the streets when
Yeah,
we
I
was on the
remember.
street. When we was on the streets, this has been since before Katrina. And when we was on the streets, even though we don't look for it, but you don't see other churches out there. You know what I'm saying? So
I remember y'all used to go out and y'all used to
yeah,
bring a lot of
yeah,
people in too.
I think that's what lacking. The church is not doing what it's doing because you gotta realize when you get comfortable doing something inside those walls, you gotta when you get comfortable, you got a habit of just staying right there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? It's out in the streets. That's what need to be reached because we can sit inside the four walls on Sundays or Saturdays, wherever you worship, and we can shout with each other all day. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We could shout back and forth to each other. but it's outside. That's where it's at. It's outside. And I enjoy going out. I enjoy that, but I also know for a fact that you got to have your whole armor when you do go out there and go on those streets, because guess what? The devil don't care who you serve. You see what I'm saying? So,
Nope.
So it is, I think,
and you're gonna be tested 10 times over.
Right.
You never know. You gonna meet so many different
They're out there. Yeah, they're out there.
You're gonna meet so many different what they call them sidewalk I don't know what you want to call them, but they're gonna be all kind of evangelists out there before you know it.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I just talked about Thursday what we have going on. I just Bible study was Thursday, and it was my turn to teach Bible study. And what's going on? There's these seals has been broken. And America's in deep trouble. America has got itself into some deep trouble. We had Biden just signed that thing over again. You know what I'm talking about. Just signed that, and you just don't know, man. America's on the slippery slope to hell, and we ain't got time to be shucking and jiving. You know what I'm saying? There's many of these guys and these women and men that God then give platforms, whether it's in the gospel music or whether it's preaching, that's beginning to get exposed. And I've been saying this for a while, that God is exposing, these people. There's a lot of them. Kirk Franklin, like I said, I don't like to call out names, but there's a lot of them. It's Kirk Franklin been exposed recently. Marvin Sapp, Joe Osteen, T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar repented of what he did, what he was doing all these years. That guy, what is his name, Bishop Whitehead in New York, who church got robbed.
He in jail, huh?
Yeah, he got out. He went to jail for fraud. There's a bunch of them that's getting, and the problem with it is that we don't, these people who are their friends, who have the big names, whatever the big names may be, just like them, they don't speak against them and tell them, hey man, you gotta watch what you're doing. Instead, it becomes their friend. They're gonna agree with doing, and knowing they're doing what's wrong, they're gonna agree with that. So when you so when you see somebody that's preaching the truth, it's frowned upon because it's so divided now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's so divided to the point to where we beefing with each other. And the Bible said kingdom against kingdom cannot stand. Nation against nation cannot stand. So if we divide it, and that's why the Black community don't work, because we are divided. You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to the church, it's sad because it's a manipulating word that they use. It's don't judge me, don't judge this one. That word is manipulation to make you back up and say, oh, but that's manipulation. Somebody who don't know who Christ is, who don't read the Bible, how you gonna tell me I'm judging somebody when you don't even know what you're talking about? So, and if I'm speaking the truth, that's not judging you. It's not judging nobody. But then we have these people that's on these platforms, these preachers, whatever. And listen, I'm not putting nobody down. That's not what I'm doing. That agree with and to jump on the side of the world side and say, yeah, you judging them. And then so now, if we serve the same God, that means we brothers and sisters in Christ. So why come against me and take the world side and come up against me? I'm just using me for example.
Yeah.
And that's what a divide is at. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I know for a fact it's too much stuff being preached. It's too many doctrines being preached, but he says, if me or ain't, the word says, if me or an angel preach any other doctrine other than this, I'm paraphrasing, says, let them be accursed. You know what I'm saying? We got the Hebrew Israelites preaching from the King James Version, but they won't go. All they'll do is the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, and they're not coming in the New Testament. You see what I'm saying? So it's too many. Then you're gonna say the Bible the white man wrote, but you're reading the same Bible you talking about the white man wrote. When the scriptures clearly said this word was expired. You know, holy men. The things that they went through with Jesus. That's what this is. So, you know, I just think, and we are stronger together. And,
we're supposed to be. We are. They said if you stand, if we stand together, we're supposed to be stronger together. But for some reason they don't see that. It's
divided. It's divided. I think what look, the enemy has done a real fine job when denominations got thrown in the mix, because you can't find that denominations in scriptures. It's not there. When denomination was thrown in the mix, that's when everything got divided. That's when everything got divided. You know what I'm saying?
There's no such thing as denominations.
Huh?
There's no such thing as a denomination.
No,
such thing is Catholic, Baptist,
Baptist is not. It's not. That's not scripture. Nope. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all kind of things that divided the church. There's all kind of things now, even now. It's so broad. You know what I'm saying? We love to say everybody's included. Everybody is included, but your ways is not included. You see what I'm saying? The sin that you partaking in is not included. Yeah, we include. Everybody's included, but it's your ways and the sins that's not included. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I got somebody who's supposed to be in this thing and walking with me, and you taking the world side and going against me, how can you call yourself a child of the Most High God, Jesus Christ, and you going against me? And we supposedly believe in the same thing. And you taking somebody who don't even believe in scripture side before you'll take my side. And I'm talking about scripture, but you won't take my side because the first thing you say when they say, "Oh, you judging me," then we'll have this person who's supposed to be Christian or whatever they call themselves. Oh yeah, you is judging them. So that's why I can respect a preacher like Geno Jennings, because he gonna tell it like it is. He don't care who get mad. He gonna, you know, some things I wouldn't say the way he said, but I respect it because guess what? No matter what, he's gonna come from scripture. He's not going outside of the scripture. So I respect, you know, men of God that's like that. You know what I'm saying? So because it's time that we take a stand and stand for the right thing and stop standing for this trash. There's a lot of trash that's out here. You see a lot of trash. So it's just too much going on. And God has given people a platform, big platform, for years. He's leading millions and hundreds and thousands and millions of people and leading them down the wrong way. The blind leading the blind. At this point, it's the blind leading the blind. When you got Jamal Bryant on talking about, we got the most land, black church in America, we got the most land. I want to take these young boys, I want to use the land we have, and I want to grow reed. It's like, what are you? Yeah,
and then he his own strand.
Yeah, you crazy? Are you really crazy?
Strand. You got because to be. He's gonna take the corner boys. He specifically said the corner boys.
Yeah, you nuts. You nuts. You're not teaching them nothing, bro. You ain't say, I want to teach them how to grow some corn. I want to teach them how to grow some cabbage. I want to teach them how to grow carrots, watermelon, oranges. But that's what I want to do. Because guess what? At the end of the day, guess what's gonna happen? This money is about to be obsolete. Guess what? This money is about to be obsolete. Guess what? Guess what how you gonna survive then? If we chasing this money, and that's all we chasing, how you gonna survive? You know what's gonna happen to people who chasing that money, is they're gonna receive that mark because there's no faith. When the Antichrist say, look, you can't buy or sell unless you have this mark, people is gonna take that mark. People are gonna take the mark. But we instead of saying, I gotta get this much money, guess what? And when you die, guess what happens? It's just left for people to fight over. You see what I'm saying? I ain't saying don't get money because listen, I ain't saying be broke. That's not what I'm saying. I don't believe the God we serve want us to be broke, to be honest with you. But the thing about it is when I focus that and put that before God, that's where the problem becomes at.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what the problem, and that's what's happening. We see it. You want to take the land on the church and grow cannabis on the church. Call it what it is. It's weed. Weed is marijuana. They want to make the name sophisticated now because the government involved, and now it's legal. Come on, call it what it is. It's still chemicals in it. Call it what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's call it what it is. It's drugs. Let's call it that. You know what I'm saying? Do it have some healing components? Maybe. But I'd rather take my chance with Jesus than to take my chance with that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying people like to do whatever they want to do with it, but as a man of God, God holds you to a higher standard for you to be making some crazy remarks or saying something like that in front of millions of people. And now when you go viral, when people saying stuff about you, like Soldier always say, don't give nobody ammo.
No.
You're giving people ammo to shoot. So guess what? The people who say things about church, I'm not even mad at that. The people who say things about the people of God, I'm not even mad because we have people that gave them ammo to say things about God. It is truly sad. It's not nothing to glory about. It's truly sad when you can sit there and try to make logic out of what you're saying and you know it's wrong. You're not taking your land around the church to help feed the homeless or anything like that. You're not taking your land to feed the fatherless, the motherless. You're not taking your land to feed the widow and those things. You taking this and to make financial greed, and that's what you're doing. And then you selling. You're gonna do it to grow poison. Come on, man. So it's guys like that that tramples the blood of Christ and all that he died for. It's guys like that. You know, I saw a preacher said that he talked about it the other day. He said he believed God gave Jamal Bryant over to a reprobate mind. Reprobate mind, you don't have no kind of conviction. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he believed God gave him over to a reprobate mind. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have no conviction, man. Here's a man who did things to his wife or whatever, and nobody told him to sit down. You cheating on your wife, nobody told you to sit down. And you still, pastor, nobody told you to sit down. What is missing? What the elders of the church at? Everybody's
Didn't
scared.
he move to another church after all that happened?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's at Elon. That's what he got. At Elon church.
Actually gave him a bigger church at that. Like they promoted him, like patted him on the back and said, "Good job." Yeah.
So I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. It's crazy. It's crazy to me the things that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me, but God been showing me that some exposure is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming. More and more coming. You know what I'm saying? More and more coming. Things are going crazy. People out here killing themselves. You see what I'm saying? Killing themselves. It's not about Christmas. This is about things that's been going on in these people's lives. You see what I'm saying? People dealing with all kind of stuff. And until we come back to the one who loved us first until we turn to the one who hung, bled, and died for us, your life is gonna be a living hell. And I just hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. We got to come back to, we got to go to Christ, the one who died and so that we might have life and life more abundantly. You see what I'm saying? Until we do that, we're gonna have the murder in the streets. We're gonna have the rapes. We're gonna have the kidnappings. We're gonna have, yeah, of course, it looked like, yeah, this has been going on. Yeah, because we've been in the same frame of mind. Things can change if we change. We gotta stop looking at outside people to take care of our communities and start taking care of our own communities. We gotta clean our own mess up. Nobody else ain't gonna clean our mess up. I'm tired of black folks getting on like we begging for acceptance from people. Stop doing that. We begging from acceptance. Stop acting for 40 acres in a mill. You're not going to get that. You know what I'm saying? Stop asking to be equal. These folks are never going to treat you as equal. Unless we start doing the way that, I ain't saying we got to be disrespectful. Start helping our own. Start building our own. That's the only way that's going to stop. That's the only way that's going to stop. Huh?
They get afraid. They get afraid when you stand up.
Yeah.
And you help yourself. And that's why you got to keep doing it. And that's why you need to learn your history. You need to know about the town in Oklahoma that they burned down.
Yeah.
That they called the Black Wall Street, the first Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
We need to educate our children about these type of things. Because when you're educated and you're Black and you can hold your own, they fear you. That's why they don't want you to exist. You see? So education is power.
Well, look,
these are things you need to know about.
Right. I'm going to read because there's going to be time to go get Patrice, but I'm going to read these scriptures. And when we look at these scriptures, we can see what has become, right? What has become. I'm going to be in Exodus chapter 1. We're going to see what's going to become. In the Greek, Exodus means exit. That's what Exodus means, or departure. So these people was departing and going into Egypt, right? They're going into Egypt. It says, Exodus 1:5, it says, now all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. You know, Joseph, his brother sold him. So he was already. They didn't realize that there was, you remember when they went in there, the famine was coming and their daddy sent them there. They didn't even know their brother was running everything. Yeah. Because they didn't even realize it was him. They lied to their daddy and all those things. So it says in verse 6, it says, then Joseph died and all his brother and all that generation. So that generation had them passed. So this is a whole nother generation that's going into Egypt. You know what I'm saying? It says, and the children of Israel was fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding and mighty, and the land was filled with them. So now, you know, these folks looking like, dang, here they come, children of Israel. They're more mighty than us. They're more mighty than us. Verse 8, now there arose a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us. So get them up out of the land. Let's move them. That's what they're saying. Sound familiar? Sound familiar already? Do it sound familiar? Do it sound familiar? Okay.
Very familiar.
Okay. Stronger together, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Verse 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel say with rigor or hardness or whatever. And they made their lives bitter, with hard bondage, and with mortar, and with brick, and in all manner of service in the field. And all their service wherein they made was stirred with hardness.
Mm-hmm.
So now here come the king of Egypt. He spoke to the midwives, of which the name was one was Sifra, and the name of the other was Pur, whatever. Verse 16, he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon stools, if there be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. So here we have the seed, right? Without the seed, nothing can grow. So here's what the enemy did. Here's what the enemy did, right? Here's what the enemy did. To stop that seed, what's got to happen? It's got to be killed off.
Yay.
To stop that seed, what it's doing in this generation?
Killing off all the men.
Making these boys comfortable wearing dresses. Putting stuff on TV. Putting stuff on the same sex.
Either that or
it's killing all generations.
Yep.
What it's doing? Lock them up. Some people deserve to be in there. Lock them up. Let's hit them with some false stuff. Lock them up. You see what I'm saying? Killing off a generation. And we don't even see what's happening right in our face. That this is happening right in our face. Is generations being killed off. If you kill that seed, can't grow. If you kill that seed, can't multiply. See what I'm saying? You kill it, it can't do nothing. You kill that seed, it can't. The one who produces the seed, if you kill it, ain't no more seeds being produced. So guess what? We gotta weaken them.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? We gotta weaken them. As soon as they open their mouth, we're gonna shut them off. We're gonna cut them down. We're gonna make them feel less than who they are. We're gonna make them feel less than a man. And that's what's happening. And we're sitting back, we condoning certain things that shouldn't be condoned. You know what I'm saying? What a minute, what a minute, and the women that's making these young men and these young men and these young ladies straighten up, tighten up. You know what I'm saying? There's no more of that. You know what I'm saying? The enemy has divided. And not just the black culture, the enemy, I'm talking about all culture. The enemy is just divided, cultures. You know what I'm saying? So what the enemy want to do, want to kill off. Because if I divide them, guess what? If I weaken them, guess what happens? I can move in and have my way. Because what they're going against each other right now anyway. I could just come in while they're going at it. I could come in and do whatever I want, and we're not paying attention to nothing that the enemy's doing right now. We think it's all laughing and all jokes and all keep, but no, devil is stealing our kids at an all-time fast rate. You know what I'm saying? If we don't correct that, and it's supposed to be the future, what our future gonna look like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our future gonna look like oh man, look, our future ain't looking bright. You see what I'm saying? But then we condoning that stuff. We condone a lot of it. You see what I'm saying? But when you get a person that's speaking out against it, everybody wants to come down and say, oh, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? But let me be wrong. I'm going to speak it. You know what I'm saying? Let me be wrong. I'm going to speak it. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? In Christ, guess what? Sometimes you ain't going to have no friends.
Die.
Yeah, you ain't going to have no friends. You know, it's like, who we trying to impress? We trying to please man or we trying to please God? We gotta make that choice. Because man didn't die for us. You see what I'm saying? Man didn't shed no blood for us. It was Jesus Christ himself who died and shed blood. You see what I'm saying? So we can't, who we want to please, especially if we preaching this we preaching this precious gospel, we can't possibly be pleasing man. We got to please God. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on, man. We pleasing men. But man, that's what I have for tonight. because it's about 6 minutes to 8. When Patrice get off at 8:30, I gotta run and get her and get back here because that cold weather, boy. I went out. We went to Walmart about 7 this morning, man. My hands are so cold. We just got, Walmart down the street from our house.
Yay.
It was cold out there. I'm talking about my hands was freezing. I was like, boy, I ain't feel this in so long. Since I got older, I can't deal with the cold anymore, So I try to stay out of it. But it was cold this morning. There's no denying. My hands was frozen. Even the car steering wheel was cold when I got into this. I'm like, man, my God. So yeah, like 7 o'clock, man. But yeah, I gotta run and get her. But like I said, I appreciate you coming on. We'll be next Saturday. I think we'll just put you in on Saturdays and Tuesdays, and that's what we'll do. Saturday be me, you, and Patrice on. And
all right, sounds good.
We'll just do it like I called you because tonight, she had to work. But
all right.
But man, any parting words before we get out of here, and we're gonna get out of here. Any parting words, any last words you want to say?
Nah, just everybody be safe, stay in love, walk with God.
That's it, man. Love your sister-in-law, and I'll get with you. Tomorrow, we're gonna be over here tomorrow. So I guess Lord said the same. I see you tomorrow. Y'all come and eat. I have my salad and my fruit, and I'll be good with that. I'll probably give me a little macaroni, a little small little macaronis. But that's about it for me. Other than that, I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Who's cooking gumbo?
Auntie Brenda. She cooking.
I figured Auntie Brenda was cooking gumbo.
Yeah, she cooking it. But my sister called me earlier and said I'm bringing a cake, the praline cake she made.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. Tell her keep that away from just keep it away from me.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's addictive, right? But guess what? You eat too much, it'll put a hurting on you. It
took my husband almost 3 weeks to eat that cake.
It'll put a hurting on you.
Look, he was like, could you give this away?
Yeah, it'll put a hurting on you for sure. But it's so good, right? But it's not good for you at the end of the day. You eat too much of that, you'll be sick as a dog.
He was like, we need to freeze this.
Yeah,
no, give it away.
Yeah, she bringing one. Because last year I didn't even really get what's gone by the time I did see it. You know what I'm saying? So she bringing it again. And like I said, we're going to come and have a nice time like last year. This is really going to be our last one. I told Patrice we won't do it again no more. I'm actually gonna sign us up, Lord said the same, to go and serve next Christmas and Thanksgiving. So that's where my mind is at with it. So this will definitely be the last Christmas that we'll have in the new future anyway.
All right.
We're actually gonna try to serve, or either we cook and serve and bring it out and feed some folks, man, because I think it's more important to do that than, because I think we come into a world where we become too selfish. You know what I'm saying? We don't look out for the next man, as much as we should. So that's what we're gonna do. So this will be our last one, and we'll be next year. Also the same, Thanksgiving and Christmas. We'll be find somewhere to serve at. We decide at one of those shelters and serve, man. I think that's that. Or one of the old folks home or something, and bless somebody else. You can't get blessed unless your life become a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, your life should be a blessing every day.
Yeah. So I'm always looking for
no more than a kind word to somebody. Cause you never know what a kind word could do for somebody.
Right. So I'm always looking to bless somebody. Not just with physical things, but as well as my life blessing them. So that's where I'm at. So, but look, love you, little sister Lord. I like to say, Lord said, I'll see you tomorrow, man.
All right.
All right, love you.
All right. Good night. Love y'all. Take care.
All right.